Hi everyone, welcome back to the Navigant Credit Union Broadcast Center. I'm GoLocal News Editor Kate Nagel. Thanks for joining us for the noontime show. The big news this weekend here in downtown Providence is Rhode Island Comic Con, and I have someone who is displaying Lily Kastiel, and I'm going to have you tell me about your nom de plume. You saved up money to get an exhibit space. You're in the ninth grade at the Rocky Hill School, and you're exhibiting at Comic Con.
So I actually saved up money by opening commissions on my Twitter, and I got a lot of commissions, which allowed me to pay for prints and get a booth at Comic Con.
Commissions on Twitter. So tell us, go back in the day to when you first started writing, pen in the hand, started drawing, knowing that art, and especially comics, and these are unbelievable, and we'll go through each of them as well. When you knew you sort of had that art bug.
Well, I think it was back in 5th grade. I actually won an art contest in my class, and I got a lot of praise, and it made me happy. And I also started reading Marvel back then, which is a huge inspiration to me. I love the bold lines and the bright colors, so I started drawing and trying to draw, just like the Marvel comics, and it kind of turned out like this.
Oh my goodness. And so as an artist and someone who's not an artist, talk with us about the mediums. How do you make these works, and we'll go through all of them.
So most of the time I use digital. I draw on my iPad either with my finger or an Apple Pen, which I also saved up for with commissions. And I draw a couple of different ways sometimes, but my main style is a bold line with neon colors. I also have drawn a few more. I have a lot of prints, but I only have these. So I kind of draw either really simple or big and bold. Yeah.
These are unbelievable. So saved up the money. I mean, how much is a booth at Comic Con?
Usually around $400 with all your tickets.
And so it starts today. I saw you and your mom came. You had your passes on. How's it been? So how is it being there with your own booth?
It's actually crazy because when I was, younger, I always wanted a booth there, and now that I have one, it's actually crazy. I recognize some of the artists and all the people there, and I love the celebrities there, so the fact that I get to sell there is crazy.
And I'm pretty honored that we were able to whisk you away a little bit here for a press opportunity before you head back. You're going to be there throughout the weekend. Now, do you have prints for sale at Comic Con?
I do. I also have pins, and I have open commissions as well, so yeah.
Very good. And so are you able to balance? Are you kind of in your booth most of the time? You're able to get out and go around? Is it striking a balance? Because again, you're not just a visitor. You're there for people to come see you.
I think I'm going to come out a little bit. I have a couple of people who told me that they're going to come and see me, so maybe I'll take some pictures with them. But most of the time I'll be in my booth selling.
Fantastic. And again, just ninth grade at Rocky Hill. I always hate putting high schoolers on the spot to be like, what do you want to do after school? I have to imagine art is going to stay with you and be in your future. Comics, digital production, any thoughts at this point of where you want to go with all of this?
I actually love to program, so I'm going to go to school for animation and programming. I already have the college I want to go to and everything. But I'd also like to make comics. I actually have a few that I have for ideas that I might print next year. So
might do your own comics. So we might have you back here in studio showing us your new comics. So tell us about a little bit behind the Kastiel, the name, the nom de plume, if you will.
Well, I actually got nicknamed Kastiel by one of my friends because I used to love the show Supernatural, and there's an angel in there named Kastiel. So I used to think it was spelled with a K, so I used to spell it like that, and I thought it was a pretty name, so I decided to make it my own.
So is that how you're sort of known in the art world, is Kastiel? More folks know you as Kastiel than Lily?
Kastiel or Lily Jane, either one.
So fantastic. Here it is on Friday. I was like, oh, it's Friday. The show's at noon. I'm not sure if I'll be able to get her in. Rocky Hill seems to really encourage students in the arts really achieve their passion.
The art program there is amazing.
So here we are, we're approaching the holidays and the springtime, as you said, working on the comic books. How much time out of school, besides reading, writing, and arithmetic, are you like kind of, as you said, programming though, I mean, as a really practical side of things, how much time are you working on your art throughout the week? I mean, are your parents finding you up all night in your room and working on stuff? I mean, is it just such a passion that you're always working at it?
My life is pretty much either school or artwork. So usually I find a nice balance to where, every other day I have a few hours to work, but the weekend is mostly where I work on my artwork.
And you talk about the comics and loving Marvel and the inspirations and the bold colors. How do you envision new concepts? How does one even come up with a concept for a new comic book? Is it a figment of your imagination that you somehow put down on the screen of paper?
Well, I've always loved like certain stereotypes, like the hero stereotype or the underdog, and I always think of like certain characteristics and the way that they look, and I always get inspired by that. So I visualize, one of my favorite stereotypes, and I personify them, and I make them have their own tropes and arcs, and it's a lot of fun.
Well, fantastic, and having Comic-Con here and presenting a Comic-Con as a 9th grader is huge. I look forward to hearing from you about the comic books moving forward. We look forward to featuring them here, but again, with Comic-Con dominating news and downtown, again, give yourself a little time if you're going by the convention center. There's lots of folks who are walking around, but it's a great event for Rhode Island and Rhode Islanders who are really getting immersed in it and having your own booth. Lily Kastiel, I appreciate your taking the time to come in.
Thank you.
To come over from Comic-Con, do a little press op, go back to Comic-Con, but there'll be more press in your future, no doubt. So thank you so much for coming in.
Thank you for inviting me.
And thank you, everyone, for kicking off your weekend with us here in the Navigant Credit Union Broadcast Center. Want to thank Ray Rickman, Chef Robert Andriozzi from Sarto Next Door, of course, Bob Wickham, and Lily Kastiel. Be sure to check out GoLocalProv.com and find us on Facebook throughout the weekend. We look forward to seeing you back here on Monday for Business Monday in the Navigant Credit Union Broadcast Center. I'm GoLocal.